we had a really good team.
Hello guys, how's everybody doing? Oof. Just have to turn the music off and try and sort a few things out. Where is it? There it is. So I'm doing it a little bit different this time. I'm not going through the iPad. I'm going to do it through the computer, and it's a bit of a pain in the arse for me because I haven't set it up properly. But we'll see. It'll get there. So let's go through YouTube first. The deal for real. Unfortunately, he's going to be in bed. So thank you for popping by anyway. Gurgling crowd, hello. Galactic Tech Creator, hello. Mr. Big Peepee, hello. Adam, how are you in Poland? Dark Eye is also in Discord, hello. Catmandu, how are you doing? Happy quarantine? Yes, indeed. What else have we got? Oh, wowzers. So, we got a new event. Well, a new mode. Gravity, something that if anybody have asked Rolling Swarm to tune with, he will say no, he doesn't like it. But gravity mode, it's interesting to say the least, let's say. It's off. How are you doing? I hope I said that correctly. My pronunciation in English is poor, let alone trying to speak any other European or language. It's just dreadful. Barney and buddies, how are you doing? So yeah, gravity mode. What can I say other than it's crazy mad? It is crazy mad. I like it. I think it's good fun. Fizzy, the man who's just got his first 7k game in a Sheridan. But that's beside the point. It's still a 7k game. No, I'm joking, Fizzy. 7k in a Sheridan. Wow, that's like 6,999k more than I've ever done in a Sheridan. Because I'm absolutely pants in the thing. I am awful. But well done, Fizzy. Really, really chuffed about that. What else was there? Yeah, gravity mode. I hope you didn't do 7k in gravity mode though, Fizzy. That would have been disappointing. So what is anybody who's played gravity mode so far? Has anybody on YouTube played it? Darko, have you played it? Well, I know you've played it. What do you think of it? What do you think of gravity mode?
Gravity mode is actually an excellent game mode for experiencing the tank. Also playing it in stock mode and everything else. Quite funny. It's better than Mad games, but I prefer Uprising more.
Yeah, no, a lot of people say they prefer Uprising more, and I can understand why. I mean, I like Uprising. Uprising feels more like an arcade game because you get those free lives and you get to respawn into all that sort of crazy stuff. I mean, gravity mode itself is actually quite difficult to control some of the tanks. I mean, it's an interesting mode. It's good for breaking up the time. I agree, but oof, it's. I can see that it could get boring after a while, to be honest with you, and it could get boring after a while. To be fair, but you know, it's good. It's a good thing. I've lost a shed load of credits, to be honest with you. I really have, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed gravity mode. I tuned a lot in it yesterday. Mainly, I've tried it with the likes of the Sheridan, and I'm bloody awful at it. So I'm awful at the Sheridan at the best of times.
Sheridan is actually pretty hard to play in this mode because you can get shot from any tank and you fly away.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, I've got messages. I missed a call from Ian Robb. Who's Ian Robb? I need to know. It's off. Is that you? Or is it... It can't be Ernest, surely. Is it? It doesn't tell me. Who is that? Ian Robb. I need to know. I need to know who it is. Anyway. So, gravity mode, there we go. Some people have liked it. Some people think it's like rolling. It was... But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. Really, really, really good fun. The other big topics out there is obviously, unless you've been living under a rock for the past week, is what's been going on with this so-called bot. Aimbot. Which, look, I'll come straight out with it. If APA Ernest was trolling on his own YouTube channel to get subscribers, that is his call. It's up to him. You know, lots of people do marketing ideas for a reason. I mean, when I first started my channel, I funded a massive giveaway out of my own pocket to increase people to look. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a marketing ploy. But what got me, which is what prompted me to do videos before anybody asks, was the fact that people had taken what he'd put up on his own YouTube channel and then said, no, you're cheating. And it's an aimbot. Without the benefit of the doubt. It was just, you're obeying, yeah, the bird. No, I'm not. I'm in the middle of the bloody desert. I don't know where the birds have just come from. I'm literally in the middle of the desert. It's bizarre that there are so many birds here. Oh, crikey. And people have said to me, what I took exception to was the fact that it was straight off the bat, yeah, he's cheating. And I don't think that's right, to call someone a cheat without having evidence and without even saying to the guy, I'm going to do a video on you. Do you want to comment? I just think it's wrong. And what's interesting is that a lot of people have had to retract that statement that he's a cheat. But when it first came out, I had two issues with it. Firstly, APA is a pro clan, and Ernest plays in their tournament team. Simple fact of life. And calling somebody a cheat, especially a pro player who plays in a tournament team, has the knock-on effect of branding the team a cheat. Yeah, exactly, Tim. And this is, I'm an old fart, so I understand the repercussions that social media have, because YouTubers have an obligation, in my view, they have an obligation to be completely impartial, one way or the other, because they do influence. I don't, I'm not a big enough YouTuber, but certain YouTubers do have the ability to influence, and whatever you may think of the situation, it is wrong to brand somebody a cheat. If it's a joke, somebody wrote on my YouTube earlier, do you remember the time when you could have a joke and people would laugh? It's like, yeah, exactly. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. So, Itov is part of APA. He's on YouTube at the moment, so he was on YouTube. I don't know if he's still there. And he's part of APA. In fact, he's one of their. He's got a YouTube channel that shows APA stuff, and I wanted to invite, and APA Ernest said if he could make it, he would pop in. But the thing was, he has got a tournament later, and he has got real life stuff to do, and all that sort of stuff. So I understand if he couldn't pop in, but Itov kindly said that he would, if he could, pop in, because he knows Ernest, and he is part of APA. And I just want to know from Itov, has this had an impact on APA, realistically? And I know he's not in Discord, but he was on YouTube a minute ago. And if he's still there, great. If he's not, oh, that's a shame. And hopefully you can hear that, and we'll probably get something coming out later. But all I wanted to say was, guys, knee-jerk reactions shouldn't be done. It should not be done. If I was never going to do a video on it, even after watching the first video, which was from Pantera, who, by the way, has done the correct thing. He has apologised wholeheartedly to APA Ernest, said he was wrong, and he's been very, very good about it. But I watched that video and I wasn't going to say anything. I then watched another video by another notable player and YouTuber where the criticism was incredibly harsh, and that is what made me do a video. That was the only reason. Because I just thought it was a bit naughty branding somebody. Yeah, exactly, Rock Machine. You should definitely look before you leap. Now, when I did my first video, I had a lot of hate. And I've seen Meads' video, and Meads has had a lot of hate directed at him as well. And, I'm just a YouTuber, and not a very well-known one at that. And I'm getting hate. And I'm not fully defending but I'm not condemning either. I'm trying to give a balanced view on this. And at the end of the day, people were... I lost about 20 subscribers over this. I gained 40, but hey, I lost 20. And I lost them because they all said, you know, the reputation's gone, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I've seen a lot of comments like that on Meads' video as well. A lot of people saying, you know, in my book, your reputation's now gone, Meadsy, etc., etc. And if I'm getting, and Meads is getting crap, then what did the clan get? And what did the player get over such a thing? And this is the thing. Well, they are at the moment very top ting, yes. They are first place at the moment. But I think what Rolling was saying that... R1B, how are you doing, my friend? R1B was another one who did a video, and he apologised and did the right thing. And again, you know, they were man enough to say it was wrong to do a certain thing. So you can't criticise Pantera and you can't criticise R1B. You could say it was wrong for them to put the videos up, but they've acknowledged and publicly apologised for doing certain things. So that's what matters. And yeah, there you go. R&B said the same thing. Hate on YouTube is absolutely normal. And that is correct. Hate, you will get trolls and you will get haters on YouTube. And you know, it's a fine line that YouTubers have to toe. And R1B will tell you this. I mean, the line they have to toe is they've got to be objective whilst at the same time trying to raise awareness of certain things to you. And you know, it's a very fine balancing act, is all I'm saying. So we you know, YouTubers just have to be careful. That's all it is. And you know, if not all YouTube, no YouTuber is right all of the time at the end of the day, and you know, they're not infallible. And I made it clear in my videos that if it was ever discovered by the powers that be that yes, certain things were happening that point to certain outcome like cheating, then my sympathy for the particular player and the situation would cease immediately. But until that point, then I am going to sit on the fence and I'm going to be erring on the side of caution, where I will say, yeah, you know, things may look odd, but that's not enough to condemn a man. And I mean, I've seen a lot of it. I've seen everybody's getting chat. I agree with that, R1B. I understand your point on that one, and yeah, there's a publicity stunt and there's a publicity stunt, and you know, I get where you're coming from, and I do understand that. And I saw your comment on Meads' video, and you know, I noticed that you said it was wrong of you to call him out as a cheater. That is incredibly noble. And I said, you know, people have to respect that, and you've been man enough to do that, and I think that's very, very good of you. And I saw your next comment, and I can't argue with that, because sometimes, yes, people do silly things for a marketing ploy, and it would, and it does, and it will have a knock-on effect. And that's what I was going to say to Itoff. You know, yes, we all do things that we want to do for whatever reason, like marketing or a joke or whatever, without sometimes realising the impact. Now, I'm a great believer in that nobody should have said that Ernest was a cheat, but the clips were there and they could have been put up with his name blotted out, and it could have also given a bad reputation to APA. And you know, you have to, you know, APA, Ernest and yourself have to realise that. And not being funny, it is the most controversial part of Blitz at this moment in time, rightly or wrongly. I mean, everybody's talking about it.
Well, the thing that sold it was the player that he was shooting was a really good player. If it would have been a no-one player, then it wouldn't have come to light.
That's a good point as well. That's a good point as well. Yes, it was made out because it was Wunderkind from R2K, and you're right. I mean, that was the initial video I saw, and I get that. But like I said, I mean, okay, it was done maybe for a publicity stunt or whatever. It's kind of backfired and it kind of hasn't. And the reason I say it kind of hasn't is because he's got a lot of subscribers now that he didn't have before, which is fair enough. And it kind of has because now everything, people are pointing at both him as a player and APA as a clan. Which is unfortunate and unfair, and that was one of the knock-on effects. And this is exactly what RMB is talking about. If you do certain things, then certain things can come back and bite you for other means, and that's what he's trying to point out there, which is correct, because it can do. All I'm saying is that maybe maybe the initial reaction should have been, look, I'm going to show these clips, and I'm not criticising anybody. So don't sit here thinking I'm having to go at R1B or I'm having to go at Pantera. I'm not. As I said, YouTubers do have, to an extent, an obligation to point these things out to you because you're the community, and they act like reporters to an extent. And one of the things that they're reporting on is, look, guys, there could be modifications out there. Maybe it could have gone about a different way, maybe. But in both of their views, which again, I can't criticise, and R1B said this, and Pantera said this as well, both all the video footage they used was freely available on the internet. All of it. Now, both of them have apologised and done the right thing. I've told you that. They said, look, we got it wrong in the way we presented it, which is it's something that should be applauded, because it's very rare that people say they got something wrong. And at the end of the day, people shouldn't be worried about raising things. It's just the way and the manner we should raise them, is all I'm saying. I don't play. Well, I say I don't play. I've never played PUBG. I understand there is a big problem in PUBG about cheating. R1B. I know that back in the day you used to get all these silly hacks about cheating in Blitz. You had the gold hack and all that sort of stuff, if you remember. And I know World of Tanks Blitz PC has had these war hacks and stuff like that, and I know of that, and I know that in some quarters, not naming certain servers from a certain part of the world, and I know there are some cheat hacks out there. There's that hack that shows you can look through walls and stuff, that people have shown on a certain server in the eastern side of Europe. But I've never looked for a hack or a cheat, so I don't know much about it. And I made that clear. I'm a techno fuckwit at the best of times, to be honest with you, and I don't know much about it. What I do know, however, is there are some very good players out there. I know, the guys I said in my first video, I have to sometimes be careful with what I say, because guys like Pantera and R1B know this game and play this game better than I ever will. And sometimes it sounds like I'm trying to second guess people, and I'm not. Because I'm just not. And I'd hate for notable players like Pantera, R1B and Meadsy, who have vast experience at this game and an incredible knowledge in this game, to lose reputation over something, because they do know what they're talking about in a lot of respects. They really do. So, you know, I think it's been I think it's been what we would say in England a mugger's muddle. I would say bugger's muddle. It's just been a bit of a muddle. That's all. What clearly is either baiting or trolling or a prank got slightly out of hand. That's all. That is all. And, you know, as I said in my one video, if wargaming do investigate and something is discovered, then that's something completely different. But, you know, guys, as everybody said, don't direct anger or hatred towards A, the player or his clan, or B, the YouTubers like Pantera, R1B, Meadsy, because they do these things to serve the community, rightly or wrongly. It doesn't matter what, you may agree with them, you may disagree with them, but these things are done to serve the community, give you knowledge and give you better awareness. And yes, things could be presented differently, but it is what it is, and everybody's done the right thing now. The storm is boiled over, and I just hope that it hasn't had too much of an impact on the clan and the player, realistically. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, no, again, I understand your position. I seriously do. I seriously do. And I understand fully where you're coming from. And when I did my video, I didn't want to be overly critical of anybody. All I was saying was I understand the position from both sides. Yes, you're right. If somebody does say one thing, then, you know, you could be given free rein. I get that. I understand that. But there's also the knock-on effect. And as I said, I mean, sometimes maybe we need to be a bit more... I don't know. See, free speech is free speech. Everybody should be able to say their own views in real terms. But we have to think of the consequences. And you're right. Calling someone a cheater without reason is bad. But if you're taking a video from somebody who's already called himself a cheater, then it's a catch-22. I mean, I understand the position. I really do. I just think it's a maybe next time we all should have just said to APA, look, you know, you've done this, Ernest. I'm going to do a video on it. Do you want to comment? I don't know. It's a strange one, because, as you say, I mean, YouTube is not like the media as in the mainstream media, but it is influential. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, I'm still waiting for Itoff to come back and say what the impact has been on the clan, if any. But what do you guys think? I mean, how many are in Discord? There's only a couple in Discord, unfortunately.
So as long as they know that they're not cheating, that's all that matters. Everyone else can say what they like, or do what they like, or show what they like. But as long as the person who actually made the video knows that it was just a joke, then there should be no reflection on the clan, because everyone knows in the clan that it was just for a laugh.
No, I get that. I understand that. But sometimes it's like a lot of things. Sometimes the pranks can go. I mean, I remember back in the day. Do you remember Beadle's About? Beadle's About was, for those of you who don't know, Beadle's About was a stupid. Yeah, was a stupid. Was a really stupid program where a guy would sort of prank normal people. And it was cut off because in one episode he tried to prank somebody and it ended up disastrously. It was an absolute disaster. So they had to cut it. They had to cut the show. And that's a similar situation here, whereby, you know, maybe somebody is pranking to get something done and it's got out of hand, rightly or wrongly. And, you know, and it's bitten them in one quarter and it's not bitten them in another. And it's off. I'm not going to go there, my friend. I'm really not going to go there. Why do I like... Spicy Wind says, why do I like Order Tank Splits? I like it for a lot of reasons. To be honest with you, whilst there is a lot of toxicity sometimes in game, out of the game in Discord and places like that, it's actually a really, really nice community, funnily enough. And I like that. It's a good community, Blitz. And the game itself, regardless, I'm still showing the same clip. Sorry, guys. Regardless of the shenanigans of the business that is wargaming, the game itself is, I think, for a mobile game, amazing. Personally, I really do. You know, the graphics, the gameplay, everything I think is fantastic. I'm not going to go into the wargaming business marketing side because I have disagreements on that, but it's their business. Well, yes, Batman, it is underplaying it a little bit much. There is a lot of toxicity in game. Yes, there is. And that, you know, I'd love for the toxicity to go, but it is what it is. People are always going to be toxic when they've got something to hide behind.
On the other hand, you get nice players that play with you. Like I was playing Gravity Mode the other day, and there was a T-37 and me on a really high hill out of the view of everyone, and we both decided not to shoot each other.
Yeah.
And just sit there and have fun. So,
there is that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of toxicity in the game from certain quarters. But sure, at the end of the day, you can appreciate that. Well, I appreciate it is a frustrating game. To be fair, it can be, especially if you're on that losing streak, and it can be frustrating. And you know, people are human, and we're going to shout at people for being. We're all going to be armchair generals to an extent. And you know, we're going to shout at people thinking they're doing silly things, not knowing what's going on through in their heads. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, the game, it's outside of the game, and you know this as much as anyone, Batman. I mean, look at how the community came together for certain things, like the Oscar thing, and the player's name has recently escaped me, who has recently had a very bad medical issue from the EU server. His name escapes me. Oh, it'll come back. It's on the tip of my tongue. Sorry. And the community does come together in certain things. It really does. And that disappears. Well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Opinions on the gravity mode, says John. I like it, but I can see that you can get bored with it. Is the honest answer. Adam, no, I agree. I mean, yeah, you don't want anybody to be abused, and unfortunately, there is toxicity out there. But just turn the chat off, and it's okay. It's okay. Osh, thank you, R1B. Yes, Osh. And the way the community came around over Osh was good as well. So yes, there's toxicity, but yes, behind it there is actually a very nice community. There really is. And that's one of the reasons. No, thank you, R1B, for dropping in. And that's one of the reasons why I like it. And of course, I like blowing shit up. And that's always good fun. That's always good fun, blowing stuff up. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah, ramming is good fun. No, thank you, it's off. And you still didn't say if it had an impact on APA. Oh, my friend. Maybe next time. Oh. But hopefully now the old everything to do with APA and onus has been put to bed. I mean, hopefully it has, and hopefully, you know, any toxicity or abuse directed towards that player and that clan is gone, which is a good thing. It really is a good thing. And please, guys, if any of you come across these players in game, don't abuse them. Despite the fact that they're at the moment sort of, you know, infamous and controversial players of the week, the abuse is not good. Just say hi. That's it. And hope he's on your team because he'll carry you. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, I mean, I hope it's been put to bed, because nobody likes seeing that. And if something's found out, something's found out. Big deal. Until then, everybody's innocent, guys. Everybody's just playing the game, and leave it at that. What else have we got? Oh, we've got updates being planned. Treadhead beat 6 wins in a row last night in Gravity. Now, I did say I would play this. Hang on, because this, we're going to play, if I can get it working. Bear with me. I've got to play this because this is Fizzy in his Sheridan, which I'm going to do a video on in its own right because it's his first 7k game. But this is Fizzy in his Sheridan getting 7k. It's off. You could, by all means, I'd love you to stay. By all means, really, I would. I thought you were going. That's why I said, oh, I thought it was you saying you were going. Yeah. Like I said, I'd flying Sheridan. I'd like to know the views from APA. Realistically, I really would. I really would like to know how they feel about all this, because I don't think they've been given a bit of a platform, and I think that's not fair. Especially as you know the clan name is being sort of dragged through the mud a little bit, and I don't think it's fair. But this is not, by the way, this is not Fizzy in Gravity mode. This is Fizzy in a normal game. And I will do this video on its own, by the way. The 50 TP prototype. I don't know, is the honest answer about that one. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Sheridan myself. To be fair, Adam, it's not a tank that I've got used to. It's not a tank I've got used to. I play the T92 a lot better, mainly because that's more user friendly. But I'm more of a heavy tank player. Never been very good in the Sheridan. But yeah, fair play to Fizzy for getting his 7k. In fact, where is Fizzy? Is Fizzy on? If Fizzy's on Discord, I don't think he is, but if he is on Discord, it'd be great if he could jump into chat and tell us how he felt about getting his 7k. That would be nice. Despite the fact there's a sandstorm going on in the background, Sanjay. The low is very good for doing credits, John. It's one of the best credit earners in the game, to be perfectly honest with you. In fact, I think it is the best credit earner in the game, in all honesty. Let's move on to the Ascent Tour. Do you guys watch the Ascent Tours? Just out of interest. Because if you do, then it's starting to heat up now, to be honest with you, in the Ascent Tours. When you're looking at the rankings, you know, some teams that you wouldn't have thought would have been there are there. What's wrong with the birds? It's because of the sandstorm here, Itolf, that's the problem. I think the birds have all run away now. So when, normally in the Ascent Tours in the EU, for example, we normally have the normal run-of-the-mill teams, but this year it's been thrown up a little bit, I believe. In fact, if I remember rightly, I think APA are leading the pack, I believe. Vale are up there, I believe, along with clans like FBI, which is good. It's good to have this sort of moving around.
There's a lot more players that are free to play at the moment, isn't there? I suppose as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are off work.
I mean, I'm trying to look at the. Let's have a look at the clans and see who's on the leaderboard at the moment. Go to the leaderboard. So at the moment, yes, APA are top, followed by FBI, followed by Legion, followed by Vale, followed by Souls. Now, normally you would have Endgame, Loka, in Raid at the top of that leaderboard. They've been dominating the Euro server, okay, albeit with different names. I mean, EG has changed here, there, and everywhere. But it's taking away. It's interesting the way the leaderboard's working out at the moment. I mean, APA are dominating with 8,600 cups. That's 300 cups more than FBI, who was second, and almost 1,000 more than Legion, who were third. So it is shaking it up a bit, which I like. I do like that. I do like that. Souls are going strong, yes, and I know a few of the Souls guys. If I know, I don't know them as in know them. I know them by reputation in game. Yeah, no, FBI are second place. They're riding high at the moment. Which is interesting. So, but it's a game tonight. Rolling Swarm and Amunet are streaming tonight. The EU. I think Rolling has got. If they've got Win, I think he's got Win. I'm not sure, and I don't know who Amunet's got. I did know, but I've forgotten. Is the honest answer. Let me just check, because I did know. Yeah, she's got Endgame. So Rolling Swarm is rolling out with Win, and Amunet is rolling out with Endgame. But I don't know what the groupings are yet. So it'd be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how it all plays up. Talking about centaurs? No. No. Let's have a look. No, not at all. No, Ascent Tours. Ascent. They were just live on Asia, yes. Aminet was rolling out with Feast, who unfortunately got knocked out, I believe. And Rolling was rolling out with RN, who came second in the final. So, but it'd be interesting to see tonight how it all settles down. But yeah, because FBI gave a bit of a shock to Vale the other day by beating them, which wasn't part of Vale's plan. Well done, Fizzy, by the way. I'm still looking at this. Look, 7,342, 5 kills, clearly carried his team. Well done, mate.
I think it would be a good idea if Wargaming had these tours, Ascent Tours for pros, like for players at a certain level, and also like an amateur.
Oh, they do.
Well.
No, they do. They do. So when you do the spring season, A lot of people don't get this, and a lot of people say, "How come that the worst team? If you join the spring season and you're a low team, say of 50% win rate combined, why is it in the first round you're facing one of the best teams with like the 70% win rate?" It's done on purpose. It's not it's done on purpose. The is oh, by the way, see you, Tomek. The is done that way, and it's done that way for a reason. Because yes, there can be upsets, but the idea is that they want the best teams in there. So
yeah, I know that. Like,
which is fair enough.
The crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. I mean, it's not quite FA. It's like the FA Cup, but it's not quite the FA Cup, where everybody's got a bash.
It's the Cup.
Yeah. So the is slightly biased in the tours to that extent, but when you start getting to the upper levels, however, then it's a bit different. It's more because obviously. It's all about strategy then. The players are pretty much the same. They're pretty much all the pro players are pretty much the same. It's like, I don't know, the Liverpool rolling out against Barcelona at the moment. Both teams have got good players. It's all how they perform on the day and how the strategies are.
Yeah, who plays the smartest moves and stuff.
Correct. And that's really what these tours are meant to do. That's what they're meant to do. So everybody's got a chance in the normal Ascent during the week, but the chances are that only the best teams will get to the ticketed event. Yeah. So, which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've played in the Ascent Tour in the past where we've given upset. I mean, I've been in a completely noob team, for all intents and purposes. Rolled out in a Bronze Series tour, which is, a Bronze Series is open to everybody. And we beat Loka and we beat Pink, two very strong teams, to get into the ticketed tour. So it can be done. It can happen. It can, and it does happen. But that was the Bronze Series, and in the Bronze Series, it's non-clan. Whereas the Ascent Tour is clan only. And that makes a big difference. Because when you're non-clan, you can bring in ringers, which is what we did. Basically.
It's just like a rookie team, isn't it? It's like they've got every chance. It's like that's more like the FA Cup then, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Like the players they play against are unknown and they don't know how they play or what to do.
Well, that's what we did. We brought in a ringer from the BPS clan, really good player, Foxy, and it makes a big difference. It does make a difference.
Yeah.
So, whereas clan based is only clan based, and this is why you get a lot of movement at the end of the season from the pro players. So pro players, some of them move teams, some teams disappear because they're looking at ways to sort of move around and get better teams.
Yeah, it's the same as football again, isn't it? You can move from one club to another club because your play style suits their team better.
Yeah. It's like I mean, at the moment, who is it? Finn Blue was Raid. He's no longer Raid. He's somebody else now, and I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But this does happen. It does happen. Good players move all over the place, which is good. But like I said, it's interesting this season so far because the top teams realistically, the top 8 doesn't include as such everybody you would think. That's the thing. And then you look down in the next division, and Win is in 9th place. W1B is in 11th, and they're a good clan. BHBP, who were riding high in the Pro Tours last year, are down to 12th.
Wow.
And you know, so there has been a bit of a fluctuation, and then you go down to the bottom, and I'm trying. Yeah, you got Phoenix, who are a good clan, riding at 20th. Pink 22nd. UN, who were a very good clan, 23rd. Demon 24. Toxic, another good clan, 27. Mercy 28. So you know, you've got some good clans that are riding quite low at the moment, and that's why I think it's great.
I think sometimes, like as the years go on, lesser clans, so to speak, who have finished in 10th, their tactics develop and get stronger, and that happens, and the stronger teams before might start slipping a bit or not be able to deal with it. So.
Oh God! I mean, I had the chance to roll out with a pro clan in a tour. It was a quick tour, I admit, but I had the chance to roll out with them in a tour. And somebody mentions me on my YouTube community tab earlier about it, and I said, look, I've rolled out with a pro clan. I've had that pleasure, and you know, it's not like what you see in the Twister Cup. They're not all sat around a table like they are in Minsk playing at the same time for these tours. Sometimes they are, you know, just doing what everybody else does. They're on Discord. But what is different is the intensity and the focus. And it is different.
Sure.
And it's the chitter chatter is not like what you get in a normal clan, so to speak. And
taking the piss out of each other.
it's not the same.
Just for joke, like it.
And the thing is, they know, they've practiced in practice most of these strats, and they know where they're going, and they know what their job is and what they're meant to be doing. So you know, it's not too dissimilar, but it's a world away, if you understand. And that it was an eye opener for me, because I've never seen, I've sort of never been in that situation with a professional team before, and yeah, it is a lot more intense, and the discussion is completely different. It's all about strategy, who's doing what, focus here, focus there.
Yeah, but if you've got good players in your team, it makes it that much easier and more enjoyable, because you can actually play a good game and feel good afterwards, because you've accomplished something good.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, when I rolled out with them, I can't remember what tank I was in now, but it's really nervy. It's really it's quite nervous, because you think, oh, I'm going to bugger this up completely.
Some games you don't even have to do damage as long as you can hold a certain position, and that helps to win the game inevitably. Well,
that's the thing. I mean, this is where it differs, because you know, when you're going out and you're quick.
The best thing when you're playing in randoms and your teammates, even though they're bad, just if they're staying at their position, you can do stuff.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah, but in tournaments, it's a bit different, because, for example, in tournaments.
Yeah, you have coordination. You have.
Yeah, but when you roll out in, let's say you roll out in a tier 6 in a normal quick tour, okay. Then people are infatuated with how much damage did you do, in what did you do, in this and that, and how many kills did you get. And that's the same with all sort of those type of teams. When you get to the pro level, they're not interested.
Yeah.
That was the difference. Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, when I rolled out with them, they weren't interested in how much damage you did. They were interested in, did you do the job you were assigned to do?
Yeah, that's it, because there's damage dealers and there's holders and there's attackers.
Yeah.
And you've got to have the brain to know when to move and where to move.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It is a big difference. Like I'm saying, you know, it's the same, but a world apart. And like I said, when I rolled out with that professional team, it was an eye-opener. Because, as I said, I wasn't expected, all I was expected to do was the role they told, that the captain said I had to do. And he said to me, you and this tank, you're just going to go to this position and hold it. And that's it.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
Yeah.
I don't want you pushing. I don't want you running off. Just sit there and hold that position.
I don't want you to try and cap the base.
No, they don't want you to do anything. And he tells you, they know their strat and they know exactly what they want you to do, and they tell you when to. He'll tell push now or do this or do that, and it is different. It is different.
I do like it in public games when you get to play with like a platoon. Like the other day I played, I think it was the raid players. There was 2 of them in my team. And I was like, oh great. And it was just so much better, the game, because you knew there was 2 players who were going to play in good positions and do well, like, so it just makes it more enjoyable, I think.
I agree. It also says there, it's even better when the team are composed of friends and not jumping players. Well, yeah, no, I can understand that, because you've sort of jowled already, which does make a big difference. But no, it is interesting, and sometimes people, the players don't get to see. You get to see the tournament. You get to see what it's like to an extent in Twister, but you really don't get to see behind the scenes. No, it's okay, APA Ernest. Thank you for joining in anyway. It's been arguing your corner valiantly. Bless him. And it's you don't get to see behind the pro teams for lots of reasons, and it is different. It is different.
Oh yeah, Fugit, what are your thoughts on the Chinukai again in stores but in breaks?
I know Pantu's thoughts.
Okay. Couple of things. One, it's a shit tank. Don't even think about it. Okay, it's not a good tank. It never has been a good tank. If you're a collector, great, collect it. If you're not a collector, don't waste your time, guys. Pantu released a video earlier saying you get a guaranteed 500 gold every crate, and myself and Bryn Sigger from Immel said, no, you don't. It doesn't say that. It says up to 500, which means you could get 50, 10 a crate. So don't think that you're going to get 500. So I think he's taking the video down now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he put another one up.
Oh, there you go.
Saying, what the wargaming?
Well,
basically.
And I have to agree with that. I mean, firstly they sell the bloody thing for €100 or whatever it was, which it's not worth.
Yeah, and then they apologized, said we aren't gonna do it again, and then they sell it that 1 year pack for New Year.
Yeah. Like I said, I got the Shinobi when it first came out for I can't remember what I got it for. Bugger all, realistically. And then I find out that they're selling it for €100, which is just stupid. And now, guys, it's tier 6, but realistically it's tier 5. So you're now going to spend money on a crate for a tier 5 tank, really? And a tier 5 and a tier 5 tank that is shit. It's not a good tank. It's not a good tank. It's and
KB 220 it'd be okay.
Yeah, it's not a good tank. And I'm a little bit upset with Wargaming strat there, because it's aimed towards the new players and the collectors. Collectors will buy a tank regardless. But the new players will think, "Oh wow, this it's in a container. It must be good."
Oh, have you seen the new propaganda video they posted on?
For who? For what?
Under 1 minute. Look on their official YouTube channel. There is a 55 seconds with propaganda video, basically.
I haven't got. I'll look at that later. So Ernest sold all his tier X's. Wow. Look, he's still in the clan. So Treadhead Pete, they sold it for €100, the Shinobi, at one stage, and some people bought it.
Remember, and when you see that avatar, then you consider yourself, is that man having some mental issues?
But yeah, seriously, if you're thinking about this one, don't. It's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it. You are not guaranteed 500 gold per crate, number one, and you're not guaranteed a tank, number two. And even if you did get a tank, it's shockingly bad. And I mean shockingly bad. It's a bad tank. So don't even go there. Save your money.
Sometimes I really question their logic stuff.
Like, for those of you who don't know what we're on about, I'll show you. We're talking about, where is it?
This monster.
We're talking this here.
Bundles.
So mine says Arab dirhams, but that's $36.99 is basically $10, give or take. So it's about €10. So here you can get includes 6 Chinu Kai containers, which is a shinobi. Each container includes a random reward from the list and has a 3% drop chance of the Type 3 Chinu Kai. Japanese Tier 6 premium to Tier 5 premium tank. Really? What? I don't think so.
It is a Tier 5.
It is Tier 5.
But like they sell it because the gimmick we have broken credit coefficients.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really. And it says if you already have the tank, you get 2,500 gold. So let's have a look at how much 2,500 gold is. So
$5?
it's $5. So for $10,
So many
I can get $5 worth of gold. Well, makes no sense to me. So guys, if you are tempted, don't be tempted, please. It's shockingly bad. I mean, here you can get 10 containers for like almost $30. 20p of 30, yeah, almost $30. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It really is not worth it. It's a shit tank. Yes, I'm waiting for the Super Conk as well. I don't think you will, APA. I don't think you will, Ernest. Caddy, thank you for jumping in.
Wait, one question. I have you all who have played Tier 10.
Yeah.
Have they stopped testing it? Like on
Yes.
the field?
Yes.
Well, apparently, yeah.
I think some people still have it to test. Not many. But as far as I'm aware, yes, it has. The tests are the testing is over on the tank. Is my understanding.
Also, fun fact: I don't know from which one of the guys I've heard. Apparently, the biggest weak spots is if you shoot the gun, just the gun. Even though the hit skin lies, it can go through.
I mean, I've spoken to a few players.
Personally.
I've spoken to a few players who've rolled out in the Super Conk, and frontally it's solid.
Yeah, even the
Frontally.
looming can be trolly.
Frontally only.
For some reason, like I've shoved heat shells directly into the gun, and I've somehow managed to penetrate it.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, I
Personally, I don't think that's how it was designed.
probably not.
It's the only tank that I've ever seen that I can actually shoot the actual gun and actually deal damage.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one in the game on New Bay, and it was holding that middle very nicely, and it was bouncing everything. But as soon as something came round the side, it was just annihilated, absolutely annihilated.
Because when I faced the thing, I faced it twice. Once in a E100 and a second time in Standard B.
Mm-hmm.
Frontally, for some reason, I don't know why, out of 4 shells, one of my E100 shells didn't go through, even though the hit skin didn't say it was red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the thing is, though, it is under test, so they will change things in parameters.
And I remember that on Standard B, I once shoot the thing with a full clip on the sides, and one of shell just got absorbed for no reason.
Yeah.
I do know that the Super Conk, I mean, on the PC version, has super dummy thick tracks. Like it's a thick boy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've seen shells get eaten. If you shoot really high on the sides, you actually run the chance of sinking your shell directly into a horizontal track, which will eat your shell. Because
think
the
that's
odds are
Well,
over 40, 50, 60 millimeters of pen that you have to go through.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Super Conch.
I'm not looking forward to any collector things because that concept is very dumb and Wargaming shouldn't have introduced it. We all know why.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to disappoint me with the Super Conch is if it comes in crates, which it probably will.
100%.
If it doesn't come in crates, that's going to be the end of this game.
Yeah, I mean,
There's going to be so many of them walking around if it's not in crates.
well, it's funny you should say that. I mean, I was reading one of Aminet's blogs yesterday, and I put it to one of the Legion guys on a stream, on my ratings battle mission stream I did last night, where she makes a point that, you know, tier 10 shouldn't have crate tanks that are slightly one way or t'other. Because, for example, the T-22. Now, the T-22, in the right hands, is a formidable tank.
Because hey, you have side and sometimes you.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about normal players now. I'm talking about pro players going into tournaments with T22s. But not every pro player can get their paws on a T22, which gives a slight disadvantage. The same could come with the Super Conch. Now, if the Super Conch is, you know, a tank that will change the meta in tier 10, and I don't know yet.
I can almost guarantee that it will.
Well, I've not played it, so I don't know. But if it is, if it does have that ability, if it does have that ability to do that, well, if it does have the ability to do that, then again, it's unfair because not all the Pro Tour players may be in a position to get that tank if it comes in a crate, and that's not fair. Realistically, it's not.
I think pro tournaments should be just limited to tech tree tanks.
I agree.
Now, here was
To be honest,
another thing that I was thinking. What if you had
It makes
like a
sense, doesn't it?
rotated list
It
of
makes a
tanks
fair-
that you can
fair
play in Pro
battleground.
Tours?
Sorry, everybody was talking over each other. Say again.
So it
Hang on.
makes sense to
You
have-
will report me first, then Wise Alan Novak. You will report me first.
Cool.
Saying it makes sense to have just tech tree tanks only in tournament plays, and not all these premium tanks, because it makes it a fairer battleground then as well, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, yeah. And then Wise Alan, what were you saying?
I mean, what if you just implemented like a rotated list of tanks available in Pro Tours? So like you can only have like of the heavies, you can only like have half of them at a given time, or like a certain list of available tanks so that you know everyone is going to be working around similar lists anyways.
Yeah, but then,
I think that's gonna show more skill than having the same list of tanks coming from the same team every year, proving that they can do the same thing on the same maps every year.
well, yes, and again, no. The reason I say no on that one is because, for example, I play some. I love heavy tanks, okay, and I cannot play. I cannot play the E5 for love nor money. I cannot play it. It is one of those tanks that is just a perpetual thorn in my side. No matter what I do, I just can't play the bloody tank. Whereas I love the mouse, and I can play the mouse all day long without a problem.
Yeah,
So
who
if
won't
so
play
if I was
the
and I know pro players you can sort of stick a pro player in any tank and they'll do well in it, but there will still be pro players who are good in some tanks and not so good in others. So you know when you look at it that way,
nobody can excel in everything.
correct. So when you turn around and you put a parameter in saying, look, these are the list of tanks you can play, it then becomes a bit of a problem.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say like the list is going to be super small. I mean, how many heavies do we have at tier 10 right now that aren't premium? Like, what, 6, 7?
Yeah, but the meta changes all the time. I remember last year, before it got its consumables buff, its new consumables, the 215B was never always a main tank. Then it got its consumables and teams were using it. The IS4, everybody uses that as well now. And now they've been, so you always get you do get changes in the meta. And what is interesting is that, okay, I've only just seen it on the Asian tour at the moment, where people are using more and more Sheridans. But I've not seen a lot of Sheridans coming into the game on the EU server as of yet, funnily enough. You still see a similar type of meta.
Remember, Sheridan is a light tank, and
Sarah, hello.
Yeah, the thing with the light tanks though is that they're very cut and dry in how they are played. Like, if you don't play a certain way, you're just gonna get HE'd all day long, and you're not gonna play the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sheridan has that funky space armor. Go figure.
Yeah, but
Basically have the medium.
But seriously, if you watch,
like a T62A.
I mean, if you do watch the Clan Wars, I mean, by all means, watch Clan Wars across all the servers, and you'll see that the meta, whilst it hasn't changed much. I mean, Asian server, yeah, okay. I've just seen mouse. You will see the mouse being used a lot more, I think, because of that HP buff. Yeah. And I was watching FBI against Vale using the mouse to not using the mouse. Sorry, I saw Vale using the mouse and FBI literally wrecking it with 2 IS4s. So you do see a slight change, but I've not seen a drastic change. I've not seen many of these missile tanks yet. But again, I've only seen the games that Wargaming have said we'll stream these. So not all the teams. I haven't seen all the teams yet.
Well, it depends on the maps they use them on.
Absolutely.
I suppose.
Absolutely.
Like Dynasty's Pearl is not really a good map for a Sheridan, as per se, because it's more of a heavy and a medium.
Yeah. But again, if you look at FBI versus Vale the other day on Dynasty's Pearl, you will see that FBI made very good use of a T62A. And I've not seen many T62As in Pro Tours. Object 140s, yes. But not many T62As, funnily enough. So it is interesting. It is interesting.
Because Object 140 got obsolete, even though yes you have mobility, yes you are smaller, yes you have a better front, but it doesn't matter because T62A forces bunker playstyle now. And has that depression, which helps on some ridges. So, yeah.
I mean, what about the Hori and that? Have you seen any of that in the higher ups?
I saw one today on Asia, but I haven't seen one on EU yet. What I have seen on EU, which is normally the same, is I've seen the 268 being rolled out still. I've not seen the Hori yet.
Dude, I have a feeling that thing's always
I think Hori is a too new tank for most people. Unless they somehow decided to grind all day for it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a drop off in IS7s, but that's been slowly dropping off for a long time. Same as the E100. I mean, hardly anybody uses the E100 anymore. I've seen a preference towards IS4s. I've seen a preference towards T72s as a medium. I've seen a preference towards the 215B as that relatively fast. I mean, because it is fast. It's a fast heavy with outrageous DPM when it wants to be. But there are certain tanks that I just haven't seen in tours, and the 3, the 4, you very rarely see those. To be honest with you. You get the occasional Death Star, but they're not very regular. It depends on the map.
Death Stars.
It was depending on the map. You did see a mouse, but I've seen more mouse since they've had their buff. To be honest.
Yeah, but I mean,
because who would deny 3k HP?
Well, yeah, quite. So it is going to be an interesting thing.
I still see a much more TD heavy meta than mediums.
Yeah, well, Ernest makes a good point. That no, I've seen a lot more E5s recently as well. To be fair, I've seen a lot more people going for E5s and tours, and the 215B seems to have dropped off, as you say. But I saw, you know, looking at last Twister, there were a lot of 215Bs in the game at this level, and you know there are not so many now, which is interesting. The meta has changed, and the Super Conch will have the ability to do that, and it will be one of those tanks possibly that the top players will do. Can we watch an APA promo clip on YouTube? Possibly, yeah. Hang on. Hang on. Can I do that? Should be able to do that. Think.
Yeah, I was also about to say, yo, you want to see my new 7-kill nightmare game that I posted?
Yeah, I'll send it across.
It only took a few months to try and.
So let me see if I can get this up and running. Hang on a moment.
I get few nice masteries, best one being KV4
Bear with me.
4K damage. So basically after I
bear with
research
me.
ST1, never again will I play.
Yeah, literally the only reason that I keep the Jackson around is because it's the only tank that I can consistently mastery on.
So you stack up masteries and stuff. Nice.
Where
No,
is
it's
it?
because I also like the Jackson as a tank. Like, I mean, it's a weirdie, but like it's a.
I think I have to do
It's
it.
a pretty feasible tank
I
if in the
cannot
right, if in the right places.
I'm trying to sort it. I think I have to do it this way. Let me see if I can do
Yeah.
it.
But still, the thing I hate about mostly in tier 10 is when I see FV201B heavy or T1
Hang on.
E5 just use.
Hang on, I'm trying to sort it out.
I just hate that concept of hate.
I can't.
This will reduce your damage.
I can't get it to focus just on the clip. Hang on a minute.
I'm like disappointed, like, why did they just introduce for just a few lines, few special
Damn.
consumables while others don't get that special treatment?
I don't know how I can sort it, that's the problem. And now it's playing somewhere. Hang on, guys. I don't know where it's playing now, but it's playing somewhere. Yeah, I'm trying to get the clip up, but I can't because it's the embedded promo clip. I can't get it rolling up for some reason, which is annoying. Bear with me. Oh, darn it. So, but now I've got the music playing, and I don't know where the music's coming from. Well, that's the music. I'm trying. I'll sort it out, and what I'll do, I'll try and get it sorted for next time, because at the moment I just can't get it working for some reason. But I'll try and get it sorted for next time. Because I can't, because it's an embedded. You've embedded the. Because that's on Itoff's YouTube channel, by the way, and because you've embedded it, as in the. What is it? It's the trailer. I can't make it big. Oh, I'm a complete nutter techno fuckwit, to be honest with you. I'm the worst ever. I've tried that, Kay. So, but I'll try and get that up and running. I wish I knew how to do it. It would have been easier if you would have sent it to me. you would have sent it to me, then yeah, I could have done it. So anyway, one more clip, and then we'll knock it on the head, I think.
Yeah. So you talked
So this is the vampire god from Aware in his gravity mod.
Aware's trash.
Wait, did you talk about the upcoming American tier 8 premiums and stuff, or not?
Say again, sorry.
Have you talked about tier 8 American premiums that are coming and are being tested?
No, because they're still being tested. And because they're still being tested, and it's like the British Lights. The British Lights have been tested, they finished being tested. My understanding is that they're not particularly brilliant, especially the Vickers Light at tier 10. Oh, well, there you go, though. But yeah. Somebody says they're broken, that's Firstborn from Legion. So, broken in what way? Broken as in too good, OP, or broken as in they're crap?
They're good, yeah, they're good. I mean, they're not OP. They're very good, though.
See, I was speaking to one of the guys who was testing one, and he said it was naff.
And who was he?
I'm not going to say who he's from. I'm not going to say he's from, other than it. You know, his clan is a big mythical sea creature.
I wonder what that is.
I don't know, but I'll leave it at that. And he said it was meh. He said it was meh. So I don't know.
Play the gravity game.
I don't know. So I don't know if it's a good tank or not.
Well, that American heavy that they're introducing basically looks like a chieftain, but with a smaller tumor.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't managed to have time to shoot it properly, but
I mean, I'm looking forward to see the Russian Scorpion.
oh yeah, the SU-130P. Yeah, the thing is
That
interesting.
looks interesting.
Yeah, the Russian Scorpion does look interesting.
What about the Polish? Was it the Polish heavies that were being tested, or something like that?
But this is the thing. I'd love them to
The
split.
TP50 is being tested.
See, I would love Wargaming to split the Euro line. I really would.
Oh, dude, I would love that.
You know, and to have dedicated, I don't know, Polish, Swedish, Czech, you could do all of that, and it would be much better.
I think they will do it over time, but not now. Like, I think they wanted
Honestly,
to like.
but I'm surprised that they're going to be putting in like I think it's the 50 TP and like all these other heavies, whereas like you may as well just finish the line that you started with the Projeto.
Mm-hmm. Well, funny you should say that. C2G on YouTube has just said, is there a difference between the Tier 8 Projeto and the Pantera? So I'll tell you what. Firstborn, what do you think?
Of what?
Is there a big difference between the Projeto 46 and the Pantera?
Yes.
In PC, they're like completely different tanks.
I like the Projeto 46. I think it's a good tank.
In the PC version, the Pantera is actually the premium.
Yeah, I mean, both tanks are quite good. Both tanks are good. Both tanks.
Yeah, both are excellent, but I think Projeto is better because just the role he's specialized. Like, you're smaller, you have the turret. It's very similar to P44.
Yeah, and the reason
you
that
have
in
a
PC
slightly-
that people like the Pantera more is because of the fact that in PC they're going to be
Penetration.
fighting at longer ranges so that you can hide.
I mean, the people have said to me that, good players have said to me, if you've got the Pantera and you're a good player, then you'll easily do 2,000 plus damage in the damn thing. Not always the way in the Pantera, but in the Projeto 46,
Pantera is
yes.
strong. The
So,
best medium. Tech 3 medium. Currently.
Sarah, when's the next count-in? It'll be tomorrow. It won't be today. Because there's the Ascent Tour today and all that jazz. So, I don't want to take away viewers from the Ascent Tour. So, not that I do anyway, with my measly 15 people watching normally, my streams. I've got 27 now. Yay!
I mean, you might take like 20 cents
There was
away
the
from it.
quality of people watching.
That's what I keep saying. You know, so I'm not going to make that much of a dent in the likes of Rolling Swarm's 200 odd plus, to be fair. But I always say I try not to overstream on other people's streams, to be honest with you. So when I know that certain people are streaming, like Every Good Name Is Taken, he streams a lot, and I try not to overstream him because he's a friend, and it's not a nice thing to do. It's the same with when they're doing a tournament. Try not to overstream them. I timed this stream knowing that the Ascent Tour would be finished in time, and it was. So so I try not to overstream them, to be honest. Sometimes it can't be helped.
But no one cares about the Asian descent.
Well, I don't want to say that, but you're in action tonight, aren't you, Firstborn? And
I hope not.
whilst you're not on a dedicated stream, because it's win and end game, I believe. Do you know the groupings yet?
No. We will know 1 hour before.
Oh, right, okay.
But you know, praise the donut is our new motto now. Did you see the stream?
I've been looking at. I haven't seen the stream, no, but.
We all praised the donut. We played our first game against 3F Clan, right?
Yeah.
And actually they were at 67 or 18, but we did not take it seriously at all.
Okay.
We all shot the donut on the New Bay map. Like, through the donut. We all praised the donut.
Oh, good fun. So yeah, but no, I'd be interested because I'd be interested to see what groups you guys turn up in, because you're riding. I mean, Legion are riding quite high at the moment. You're what, third?
Yeah, that's AP at first, which doesn't look right at all. Which doesn't look correct.
You're just behind FBI though, just above
Yeah,
Vale.
we beat FBI. Vale are doing annoyingly well.
Yeah, they are doing very well. And I was just talking about that earlier. I mean, you know, it's good to see certain teams moving up the ladder, so to speak, and certain teams moving down the ladder. It sort of makes it a bit interesting.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Zubair win, for an example.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even in the top 8.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. They are. They're struggling at the moment. To be honest with you.
Yeah. They're one place below their 9th. We
But,
haven't actually played against Win yet, so.
oh, haven't you?
No, we haven't. They've always been on the complete opposite side of the groupings.
Yeah. Well, to chance on, do you reckon I don't know if you'll get them tonight. No. But it all depends on how because it doesn't take place for another few hours, does it? It's about 3 hours from now before you get the team lists and the groupings. No, 2 hours.
Check.
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly. So it'd be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how what the groupings are today.
Oh yeah, also one quick mention. Some of the I think it's only reason why you should like grind the Japanese TD line is because memes.
Say again?
Huh?
I think the only reason why to grind Japanese TDs is because of memes.
Why?
Mhm.
Memes.
Let's just say every time I fight those things, they're just underpowering.
You think?
They're
always
really,
get
really
to-
strong.
They're strong, especially frontally.
Yes, they're
Bloody hell! I
They're
mean,
strong.
if you don't load Pramo, it's a pain in the backside to pen one of those things. Frontally, and the
Even
gun,
you just look-
Oof.
Yeah, but still. Memes.
They're me. I don't agree. I think a reason to play them is because they're very, very good. I have a few friends
Yeah, and
with
that
4,000
bring you
average.
memo that you can.
Oh, absolutely.
spam.
I mean,
Big of
crikey. I think, I personally, I think they're crazy tanks. I think they're very strong indeed. And I haven't played them much, I admit, because I haven't. But when I have played them, I mean the Ho Re Type 1, yeah, I did one battle and my damage per battle is just shy of 4,000 in one battle. And it's a beast of a tank. A
You have
beast
good
of a
rate
tank.
fire.
Of course, you have big DPM. You even have that primal that doesn't lose that much DPM.
I think the Japanese. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Chi2 SPG, to be fair, but all the other three, I'm very wary of them. I think they're very strong indeed.
I hate the tier 8, I'm not gonna lie.
I like the tier 8. I don't mind that one. The tier 9, I think, is a beast. I think it's a beast. The tier 9 one, and I mean the gun on it is fantastic for a tier 9. It's fantastic.
Just look at that little strip, or if you're lazy, just load Primal and shoot this superstructure.
I think once the pro players have got used to them, I think you might see a lot more Japanese TDs in the tours.
They're not a Clan Wars tank at all.
Well, there you go. You've got it from
Definitely not.
a Clan Wars players. They're not Clan Wars tanks.
Can I
they're too
guess?
big.
First, they're new. You didn't have time to perform tests.
Yeah, well, we would just take a 268 instead. You know, much better.
Well, I was just saying that earlier. I mean, the 268 seems to be working.
Yeah, with the new 6.9 meta, it's a 268 that really dominates.
But it does seem that way. It does seem that. I mean, the 268 does look very good. Okay, so I can probably play that.
I still need to research the Foch line.
Oh, it's a
I
mouse.
get this strange feeling that Foch is a bit better armor profile than the Object 268.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or
Yeah,
I'm the only one?
No, it's just me and I'm the only one. It's the same thing, by the way. But no, you're right. You're right. It is better than the 268.
Right, let me see if I can get this working for.
Yeah, and I need to
for the
still play
guys.
the tier 6 with a huge tumor.
Right, bear with me a moment while I muck around with this, because I've got to try and work out how I can do this. No, I want that.
I haven't won a single game in this game mode yet today.
Really?
Well, you don't need.
Right,
to
I
play
said
because
I would,
Perfect.
so I'm gonna just stick it there, so you can't see me
10
anymore.
wins, you get
So at the moment, some of you are not going to like this, especially the Clan Wars players. But I did promise I would play it, so I'm going to play it. There we go. This
What
is
is
APA's promo clip.
What?
APA's promo clip.
They have a promo clip.
They have a promo clip, which you're all going to see now on YouTube.
Gets ranked first on the leaderboard for like 1 week. Decides to make a promo clip.
So unfortunately, you're not getting any noise. Unfortunately.
Okay. You want to come this side or should we go that side, dude? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
there's 3 tanks over there.
You 50. Oh my god, dude.
Wait.
You've got to wait.
Fugit,
got a way
one
to-
question.
Hi, Layla.
Are you,
Bye, Layla. Stay safe at work.
Fugit, can you do that option of, stream your screen? So I do not need to jump on YouTube. No, that option on Discord
Yeah, but it's rubbish because I haven't got premium Discord.
That's selfie.
Oh yeah.
So this is APA's promo clip. So by all means, go over to Itoff. Sorry, I'm very awful at pronunciation. Itoff, write your YouTube channel in the bloody in the chat so people can go and see where this is.
Where did you send it, Fugit?
Send what?
This is their promo clip, is
It's
it?
a promo clip, yeah.
This looks so
Wait, where did you put it?
the one with all the IS5s on Himmelstorm.
Ernest said it's an old clip, but Itoff made it with his friend, so it has to be good. So yeah, I mean this is. So that's what you're seeing at the moment. There you go. I don't know why
They
it's
need to
still.
update it because it's just not. It doesn't work. I don't think. I don't know. It's up to them. I don't know.
You're not getting the full effect because of the noise, unfortunately. The sound hasn't come through for some reason, which is a shame.
Okay.
And for some other reason,
It's funny to see.
no,
Flex
I haven't
in the
turned it off.
background.
It doesn't give me the choice to put the sound on, unfortunately. I wish it
Look it
did.
up against the cracking.
I wish it did, but it hasn't brought the sound, unfortunately.
Phoenix and HG.
If it had, then it would have played.
Well, it's
So there you go.
Oh.
So
This is wrong
legendary.
creator.
there you go.
They did the revolutionary thing that there.
I like it. Like I said, I wish the sound had downloaded, but it hadn't for some strange unknown reason. Tankers Blitz, how you doing?
Why is it
huh.
keep moving my cursor upwards? Piece of shit game.
Yeah, man. That's because you're in the show. Then. Oh yes. Double
So,
tap.
so I think we've covered most of the topics, haven't we? Anybody else want to say anything? Want to bring
I
anything
couldn't
in?
see him when I hit him. I actually couldn't see him, and I bent it.
Yeah, almost like nothing happened this week except this.
I think I'm
game.
going
Yeah, that's the birds in the garden. There's lots of them. I'm still going, Batman. Yeah. So interesting. But we're going to knock it on the head now. That's an hour and a half that we've been chatting. So it was good fun while it lasted. Yes, Ernest is here. And
I don't
people.
want to flex, but I'm one of the OG people that knew he wasn't a hacker.
And there are people in my Discord who are actually playing gravity mode in a tune at the moment.
We always get along.
Oh, brilliant. Right, it's now that time. So I'm going to knock it on the head. Guys, thank you for joining on YouTube. Thank you, APA Ernest, for popping by. Thank you, Itoff, for popping by as
Oh,
well.
come on, Sharon,
Really
Blender.
appreciate it. Thank you lot for popping into Discord and doing what you're doing. Whatever you're doing.
I threw the Sheridan into a building.
Oh, there you go. They're playing gravity mode. They're playing gravity mode whilst we're having a coffee chat.
If I can kill
Unbelievable.
This mouse,
Mouse, yeah.
maybe yeah.
For the guys who are playing tonight, good luck to APA, good luck to Legion, good luck to Vale, and good luck to
Obviously.
W1B. Because those are the people I know the most. And you know, have a good tournament tonight. And thanks everybody for joining in. And I'll chat to you all again soon.
on your right.
So until then, bye for now, guys.
See you later.
Ah.